Okay. So if you use your unique speak to add value to an organization, then this is for you. So let me ask you a couple of questions here. All right. How many of you realize that without meaningful work, it is impossible to be happy? Give me a I am for impossible if you are understanding what I'm telling you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And how many of you realize that we struggle to find meaningful work? Give me a S for struggle if you're understanding this. Thank you. So let me tell you what I'm going to cover with you. In this masterclass today, I am going to cover 4 things with you. Okay. The first thing that I will cover with you is the complete framework of how to triple your salary in less than 90 days. Will that be useful? Give me a U for useful in the comment box if that is something you want to learn. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you the second thing that I'm going to cover with you is how to climb the career ladder in 1/3 the standard time. What takes other people 10 years to do, you will be able to do in 3 years. What takes other people 3 years to do, you will do it in 1 year. What takes other people 3 months to do, you will get done in a month. So please understand, this is true career acceleration, because this is not a framework that you will use just once. You will use it repeatedly to create exponential gains. Will that be helpful? Give me an H for helpful if that's something you want to understand as well. Thank you. And I'll tell you the third thing that I'm going to cover with you is how to target any company and any job and secure the job offer. Now, please listen to me carefully. How to target any company and any job to get the job offer. The industry that you come from does not matter. The business function that you belong to does not matter. And your years of experience does not matter. And you will see that. Have you understood what I'm telling you? Give me a U for understood if you have understood what I'm telling you. Your industry does not matter, your business function does not matter, and your years of experience do not matter. All right? The system is agnostic to these things. Right? So learning how to target any company and any job, will that be valuable to you? Give me a V for valuable if that is valuable to you. Thank you. And the fourth thing that I'm going to teach you is how to differentiate yourself as you walk this job search and application journey. Because please understand, for candidates, this is a blind journey. You do not know who else is applying. Aapko nahi malum aur kaun apply kar raha hai, you know, and there could be people more qualified than you who are also applying. Okay. So learning how to differentiate yourself is very critical, because only then will you be selected as the race winning horse. Will that be useful as well? Give me another U for useful if that will be useful as well. Thank you, because this makes the competition irrelevant. So let me tell you what our agenda for today is going to be. Okay, our agenda for today is going to be, as we get started, I'm going to talk about what the system is and how the system works. All right, I'm going to give you an understanding of the concepts of what the system is and how it works. And then I'm going to take you into the application of the system, how to apply it specific to your job and your career. And then I'm going to tell you what you can expect on the journey ahead, how to structure and set up your implementation so that you can take the actions and reap the benefits. Is everybody clear about the agenda? Give me a CL for clear if you're clear about the agenda. Excellent. See, we are going to be spending a little bit of time together today. We are going to be together, till the early part of the afternoon. So I have some ground rules. Okay. And it is very important that you understand these ground rules, because this sets up the framework of how we are going to behave here. All right. So please pay attention to these ground rules. The first ground rule that I have for you is that this is a live session. Okay. And my goal is to put you in a position from where you can take action. So I need you to attend the session fully. Can I have your commitment that you will attend the session fully? Give me a CT for commitment if you are committed to attending the session fully. Because please understand, if you don't attend it fully, you will not be able to implement it. Okay. And this is a live session. I don't do any recordings and any replays. It is right now 14 minutes after 9 a.m. and it is 26th of March. I am broadcasting to you live. All right. It is 9:14, 26th March, and I am broadcasting to you live. So there are no recordings and no replays. I need you to be here and I need you to give me your full attention. Okay. Because this is about benefiting your career. Right. And secondly, please keep a notepad and a pen with you. See, please understand, this is coming from years of experience. Okay. When you write things down, your recall is much better. Okay. So please understand that. And also write down all of your questions, because see, most of your questions will get answered as we go through the session today. But if you have any questions remaining, I will do a detailed Q&A at the end, and I will also provide my email to you. Okay. So you can write to me and I'd be very happy to get back to you in greater detail. All right. But please help me maintain the flow, because it is very important we cover the system. All right. Can I have your support in maintaining the flow? Give me a MTF for maintain the flow if I can expect your support in maintaining the flow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Now, please understand that at this point, there are 600 plus people in the room. Do you think I can respond to the individual comments of 600 people? Yes or no? Right. So it will be very difficult for me, because please understand, the speed at which your comments go by on my comment box is very fast. All right. So please understand, I want you to pay attention to this. If there are any queries, either ask me at the end or send me an email and I'll be very happy to get back to you. All right. So with that, now please also understand, we are all dependent on an internet connection. All right. And technology does not discriminate to trouble you. All right. Now I have multiple connections here. I'm on a professional setup. I have a professional sound setup. I'm on a 1 GB line connected to a UPS. That said, if something does happen and I log off, just give me 3-4 minutes and I will log back on. And the same for you. If for some reason you drop off, just take a minute or two on the same link and you can log back on. All right. And please understand, this is not a boring presentation. Okay. I'm not speaking at you. I am speaking with you. All right. So please understand, when I ask for your response, I expect your response. All right. Excellent. So with that, let me ask you this. What percentage of the Indian workforce is dissatisfied with their jobs? Give me a percentage number in the comment box. What percentage of the Indian workforce is dissatisfied? Arvind is saying 80, Rizwan is saying 75, Shivam is saying 80, Himanshu is saying 99, Harpreet is saying 70, Kartikeya is saying 90, Pankaj is saying 90, Gaurav is saying 99, Rahul is saying 70, Drijesh is saying 65, Sarika is saying 20, Bela is saying 70, Rachit is saying 75, Siddharth is saying 90, Ramakrishna is saying 60. Right? You're all getting the general idea here. See, please understand, 80% of skilled working Indians are dissatisfied with their jobs. And this is not just an India problem. This is a global problem. Okay? 4 out of every 5 global workers almost are dissatisfied with their jobs. And this is a survey conducted by the Economic Times. They do this very powerful survey once every 5 years. and they come out with the findings. Can you tell me what was the number one reason that people were dissatisfied with their jobs? Tell me, what do you think was the number one reason that people were dissatisfied with their jobs? Raghu Ram is saying salary, Rizwan is saying managers, Amit is saying salary, Rachit is saying low pay, Nisha is saying salary, Biplab is saying boss, Venkataram Ratnam is saying income, Karan is saying pay scale, Pradeep is saying pay, Jayesh is saying salary, Arvind is saying salary, Drijesh is saying career growth, Priyal is saying salary, Harpreet is saying money, Manvita is saying technology, Roshni is saying pay, Gaurav is saying pay, Saurish is saying salary, Ankush is saying remuneration, Suryag is saying no passion. See, all excellent answers, but let me tell you the number one reason was bad relationships with your boss and with your colleagues. It was bad relationships, and it takes two to make a relationship. It takes two hands to clap. We all need that pat on the back to build that motivation and that commitment and that drive, right? And the second reason was the lack of growth opportunities. Companies not able to give you that career roadmap. You don't know if your career will progress, if your career will grow. And the third reason was actually the financial reason. The financial reason was the third reason. The overall package and salary was the third reason. Can I share a truth bomb with you? Give me a TB for truth bomb if I may share this truth bomb with you. Thank you. See, please understand, people don't quit jobs. They quit the situation. Please understand that. People don't quit jobs, they quit the situation. लोग नौकरी नहीं छोड़ते, वो हालात छोड़ देते हैं. And a situation could be anything. It could be a very unreasonable boss, a difficult and harsh person that you have to report to. How many of you have that experience? Give me an I in the comment box. If you work for somebody who's insulting or embarrasses you, is harsh and difficult with you. Thank you. It's a very common experience, unfortunately. Or it could be a political situation, where there are lots of power games being played in the office. How many of you have faced that? Give me a P for politics if you faced politics in your office, in your working environment. Thank you. Another very common situation that places unfortunate pressure on working professionals, on honest, decent people. This is trying to take them into that chakravyuh, right, into those games. And then it could also be a lack of opportunities, as I said. Company doesn't have clarity in how they will grow you. Or it could be the lack of clarity. Company doesn't know what is the right next steps. The pandemic certainly contributed to that. Or it could even be something like inappropriate behavior in the workplace. A lot of people still have to face this. Unfortunately, a lot of women especially. So, people who come and attend my masterclass, they fall into one of four categories. Okay. And I just quickly want to check with you if this sounds like you. See, the number one reason people come is because they are underappreciated or under-recognized in the workplace. They are not getting the credit that they deserve. Their contributions are not being valued. And I can tell you, I've been in this position and it really steals the joy from your working life. Are you in this category? If you are here, give me an A in the comment box. If this is what you're experiencing, you're working hard, but you're not being acknowledged or recognized. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you the second reason people come is because they are struggling financially. And this is a problem which is like this huge ball of stress on your head. Because if you're struggling financially, it will become difficult to connect with almost any joy in your life. And I can tell you, I've been in this position. There was a time where my paycheck used to come in, and even before it came in, it was all gone. Car payment, house payment, rent, fees, insurance, grocery, cell phone, fuel, it was all gone. So I can completely understand where you are if this is what you're experiencing. How many of you would say you are in this category? Give me a B in the comment box if this is where you are. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, the third reason people come is because they are unemployed or they are about to be unemployed. They are living under the fear that they are going to be let go, or their company is going through a layoff, or they have been fired. They no longer have a current job. How many people here are actively looking for a job? Give me an A for active if you're actively looking for a job. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you the fourth reason people come, because see, please understand, if you're unemployed, let me tell you, the hiring has crossed pre-pandemic levels. Hiring is actually going very high right now. It's a great time to be an employee, but not everybody will get hired because not everybody knows how to market themselves. People don't understand that only the best of the best are going to get hired, because after the pandemic, even hiring has changed. Companies are going deeper into people profiles. They are looking for the best of the best. And I'll tell you, the fourth reason that people come is because they are underemployed. Their capabilities are not being fully used in their regular everyday performance. How many of you can relate with this? Give me a D in the comment box if you can relate with this. See, these are the people who have been hired for their hands, not for their brains. They are being given the kind of work that nobody else wants to do. Their head and their heart is disconnected. They are disengaged from the job. And it again can be a very, very frustrating place to be in. And I'll tell you a couple other things I have observed in the pandemic is that, one, the commute has been cut out. The world is going virtual. So a lot of people are spending even more hours behind their screens. Okay. They are spending even greater time at work. They are feeling overworked and juiced. How many of you are feeling overworked? Give me an OW for overworked if you feel you are overworked. Thank you. And because in the virtual world, it is harder to build relationships. See, those corridor conversations are no longer happening. Those lunch breaks and coffee breaks with your colleagues and your team members or your supervisors are no longer happening. So it is much harder to build relationships. It is much harder to heal misunderstandings. So office politics is on the rise. So please understand, these are some of the things that I have been looking at. Now, let me tell you, from a participant perspective, 38% of the people who come and attend my masterclass, they are freshers. They are new into the workforce. They have somewhere between 0 to 5 years of experience. But 46%, almost half of the people who come and attend the masterclass are between 5 to 20 years of experience. They are in the mid stage of their career. Okay. And then 16% are senior leaders. They have more than 20 years, some more than 25, some even more than 30 years of experience. Can you quickly tell me how many years of experience you have? I just want to get a sense of the room. Shashi 6, Gaurav 15, Anthony 15, Arun 17, Roshan 12, Siddharth 13, Dhananjaya 20, Sunayani 13, Karthik 15, Kalyani 3, Tushar 29, Vikrant 0, Gaurav 16, Rahul 10, Pankaj 8, Praveen 16, Kartikeya 17, Prateek 4, Navya 0, Raghuram 12, Rakesh 14, Pooja 2+, Manvita 2, Sarika 3, Arjun 10, Himanshu 16, Rama 15, Mona Lisa 5. So again, a fairly typical room. And I'll tell you again, 42% of the people fall in this category where they feel underappreciated. 33% are underpaid. 21% are unemployed. And unfortunately, this category is growing. And then 4% are underemployed. But see, the problem is not which category you fall into. The problem is not whether you are an A, a B, a C, or a D. The problem is that it begins to feel like you have no control. It begins to feel like there is this invisible ceiling that is hanging over your head. Okay? And it is limiting your growth and your career. Does it feel like that sometimes? Give me a F for feeling if it feels like that sometimes. Thank you. See, please understand the learnings that I will be sharing with you. Okay, the learnings that I will be sharing with you, they apply to both situations. So you could be in a situation where you are looking for a new job, you're looking to change industries, you're looking to change functions, right? You're looking to move to a new organization. Or you could be in a situation where you love the company that you work for, but your career is on a decline, your career is slowing down, and you want to recharge your career. You want to supercharge your career. You want to get to levels of greater pay and greater responsibility by getting a promotion. So the knowledge that I will be sharing with you applies to both of these situations. Because please understand, the problem is not whether you are an A, B, C, or a D. The problem is that you don't understand the three secrets. You don't understand the three shifts that you have to make in how to approach the job search and application journey. Because please understand, hiring has changed. But for now, I just want you to know that once you make these three shifts, once you understand these three principles, you will live 3 times the lifestyle, because I will show you the complete framework of how to 3x your paycheck in less than 90 days. And you will be in your dream job and your dream career, because I'm going to teach you how to target any company and secure the job offer. And when you apply these 3 secrets, please understand, you will begin to emerge as the leader. All the eyes in the room will turn to you. Everyone will be seeking inputs and solutions from you. And leaders get support, the right support. As you emerge as this leader, you will also find you will be supported with the right resources, may it be financial resources or people resources or time resources. And this is something that will allow you to restore your work-life balance. Please understand, this balance is very critical to your sustained long-term growth. It cannot be a 24/7 grind. You cannot be chained to your desk. Please understand that. Becoming successful is one part of the game, but staying successful and then accelerating that success, that is an entirely different ballgame, and you have to learn how to master both. And when you apply this, you will notice an acceleration in your career that you have not known before. And very critically, you will come to realize that the invisible ceiling that you thought was hanging on your head, it was never really there. So we are going to be spending a good amount of time together today. Would it be okay if I take just a couple minutes to introduce who I am and why I'm qualified to help you? May I have your permission? Please give me a P for permission. Just a short introduction of who I am and why I'm qualified to help you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. See, my name is Savan Kapoor, and I can tell you I'm India's leading career coach. When I applied these 3 secrets to my own career, I achieved a salary of 50 lakh rupees per month. And then I grew that in multiples from there. And when I applied this system to my own career, I went from an entry-level position to the position of a CEO in less than 8 years. And I will teach you the framework of how to accelerate your own climb up the corporate ladder. And I can tell you that the Consumer Goods Conference, which is the largest FMCG conference in the US, they gave me their Outstanding Achievement Award. This is back in 2011. So that's a pretty cool thing to have. It's always nice to be recognized for your hard work and your contributions. And I can tell you that I'm known as the career guy. I help clients achieve a 3x on their salaries by teaching them a scientific method to uncover and then deliver irresistible value for their employers or their target employers. You will have to give first before it comes back to you. You will have to generate and give value first before that value can flow back to you. Give me a G for give in the comment box if you're understanding this. पहले देना पड़ेगा, तभी वापस आएगा. Right? Guys, please understand, I don't have any magic wand. मेरे पास कोई जादू की छड़ी नहीं है. Okay? A lot of what I'm going to tell you is going to be common sense. But a lot of what I will be telling you is going to be the exact opposite of the beliefs that you have about the job search and application journey. And lastly, I can tell you, I help clients differentiate themselves in the eyes of potential employers. And I teach them how to target any job and receive a job offer. But please understand, it was not always like this for me. My success, like anybody's success, is built on a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. When I first went over to the States as a student, I can tell you I had 3 jobs. I was working in the student cafeteria, I was working in the computer library, and in my summer holidays, in my summer vacations, I used to drive this bread truck. I used to deliver bread to supermarkets and hospitals and schools. That is how I used to pay my rent. And I can tell you, in the last semester of college, right before graduation, in the last semester of college, I was a really happy guy. Up until the 10th of September, I was a really happy guy. In fact, I had gone out with my friends to celebrate. That is a much younger me on your screen there. I have a lot more hair in that photograph. But the reason I had gone out to celebrate is because in this last semester of college, I had been interviewing and I had received 8 job offers. 8 different companies had made a job offer to me, and I had a choice which company I want to begin my career with. And I remember the next day I got up in the morning, I was in a rush to get to my classes, and I went down to the cafeteria to quickly eat my breakfast. And I was having my breakfast and I was watching the television on the wall in front. And this is what I saw. The next day was September 11th. How many of you remember exactly where you were when you heard this news? Give me an R for remember if you remember where you were when you heard this news. I can tell you it brought America to a standstill because, I mean, the sheer loss of life and property, to see the images on television, it was very, very difficult that day. And I can tell you this affected me so negatively because, please understand, I had nothing to do with these attacks. मेरा कोई वास्ता नहीं था इस घटना के साथ. I had nothing to do with these attacks. And yet, it brought everything to a standstill. All of the 8 companies that had extended an offer to me, all 8 companies cancelled their offer. They withdrew their offer. And I want you to understand, it is very similar what you have gone through in the last 2 years. Because please understand, you had nothing to do with this pandemic. You are not the reason behind this pandemic. And yet, a lot of people have faced such difficulty and such challenge in the last 2 years. Give me a CD for challenge and difficulty if you have faced challenge and difficulty in the last 2 years. Thank you. See, please understand, I was on a student visa. Okay, I was on a student visa. And as part of your student visa, you get this 1-year period. When you complete your degree after your education, you get this 1-year period called an OPT, optional practical training, where you can work for any company. In the confusion of the week of 9/11, my university forgot to apply for this. And now I had 2 problems. 1, I had no job offers left. And 2, I would not even get this 1-year period. So I went into a lot of depression. I would come back to my room and pace, lost in my own head, lost in my own thoughts. Aage kya hoga? What's going to happen? And after 2 weeks of feeling sorry for myself, I realized that If I don't get up and take action, nothing will change. But I felt so alone. I said, what can I do? And I said, I must do everything that I can. So I reached out to every one of my professors. I reached out to every, career counselor on campus. I reached out to everybody in my network in the hope that somebody will be able to guide me in the right direction. And please understand, at that time, it was even difficult for a brown-skinned student to get an interview. It was challenging. If you were of brown color, it was challenging even to get an interview because they had just gone through a terrorist attack. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just telling you this was the reality of the situation. So after 2 months of feeling this helplessness, with great difficulty, one of my professors helped me get an interview. Now, I can tell you, I was very grateful for that opportunity, but I was also very nervous. But I think God was with me that day. I went for the interview and I had an excellent interview. They called me back for a second round and I had an even better second round interview. And with 2 weeks left before graduation, I finally got another job offer. I got hired. This company by the name of Damon Worldwide, they hired me. And I was very grateful to this company because to hire me, they had to sponsor me for a work visa. They had to sponsor me for this work visa and it costs a lot of money because I would not get that OPT. They had to directly sponsor me. And it takes a certain amount of time to get this. So I was very grateful to them that they saw something in me to hire me. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to understand what I learned from this experience. Because please appreciate, I did not have the control here. How do you navigate yourself out of situations where you don't have the control? Would you like to learn that? Give me a L for learn if you want to learn that. Because please understand, you are not responsible for this pandemic. This is a global event. This is a black swan event. And yet you have landed up facing so much difficulty. So please understand, this, I've distilled it down to a simple formula and I want you to write this down. The formula is E plus R equals O. See, please appreciate here, E stands for the event. And the events that will happen with you in your life are not in your control. Please understand, problem आपकी अनुमति लेकर नहीं आती जीवन में. The problems are not going to ask for your permission before they show up. The event is not in your control. जो घटनाएं आपके साथ घटती हैं वो आपके काबू में नहीं है. The only thing in your control is how you respond. How you respond to that situation. So please understand, learning how to select the right response and then executing it properly is critical. Because only when you add the correct response to the situation will you be able to change the outcome in your favor. Another way of saying this is you have to take 100% responsibility for your career and even for your life. Is this making sense? Give me a MS for making sense if this is making sense. See, this is the foundation. Everything that happens to you in your life is your responsibility. Please understand this, because the entire purpose behind discovering these 3 secrets, the entire purpose behind today's masterclass is that I want people with good intentions to be wealthy. I want you to make a lot of money. Money is an excellent facilitator. Please understand that. If you have good intentions, your intentions will not be able to have a big impact in the world without income. But that income should not come at the cost of your freedom. It should not come at the cost of your family relationships or your friendships or your health. And when we first started, I asked you the question, how many of you realize that if you don't have meaningful work, it is impossible to be happy? if you are not having an impact in what you do, it is impossible to be happy. So I want these three things for you. That's the entire purpose behind today's masterclass. And I can tell you, as India's leading career coach, I work entirely in this career vertical, from salary negotiations to targeting the right companies, to working with recruiters, to understanding the science of interviewing. This is all I do. So please take a moment and get connected with me. You can connect with me at savan.kapoor on my Instagram handle. So take a minute and get connected with me. You can also get connected with me on LinkedIn. I will put in my LinkedIn